All right, welcome. Happy New Year. To things you're gonna need: strap, 2 blocks or 1 block, and some type of padding. So I've got like squishy foam, but a blanket is fine, or just rolling up your yoga mat. We're gonna be doing some hip opening, and we're gonna be on our knee for it. So you want to have, if you've got sensitive knees, you're definitely just gonna want to have a little bit of padding for that. But yeah, it's going to be a quick and chill hip opening class today. I think I want to start with that deeper hip opener. So you'll need all your props for this. Blocks at one end. And we'll come into a lunge. So knee on something soft, other foot forward. So you would be in kind of a lunge position. Now, what you're going to do is make a loop with your strap that goes around you. So you're inside of the loop. And it's going to be kind of a big loop to start. You're going to come forward and stick that foot in there. And then tighten it down as much as you can. So try to keep it up near the toes. Tighten it down. Find it helpful to feed the strap in. Make sure that you are fully on your support. And then we just use our body weight to come into this. So I like extra support on my hands. And you lean into it. So tendency, as far as like our imbalances are, is going to be for the leg to want to turn out and the left hip to want to drop towards the left heel. So I really want you to think about sending the right hip more forward, maybe even slightly internally rotated feeling. So it feels almost like your pubic bone is moving towards your left heel. And sinking the hips down and forward. Breath is super important for this pose because we're dealing with the hips, which means that we tend to hold our breath because the hips are where we like to put all of the emotions that we're not dealing with. And the shoulders love to help, the jaw loves to help. So use the breath, use your exhale specifically to think about relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the jaw. Just nice, slow breaths. And see if maybe you can sink the hips a little deeper, maybe tighten the strap a little bit more. So we come out of this, you move the hips back and then gently support the foot as you loosen your strap, or if you've got a buckle like I do, you just pop it open and release the leg down. Take a second, let that leg be long, sink the hips down and forward in a lazy lunge. And then bring your hips back so that they're right on top of the knee. Extend the left leg forward. You've got your blocks there, if you'd like, for support in this forward fold. Or you can go without blocks at all. But we're just lengthening out the left leg, pulling the left hip back, folding over top of the leg. Rebending the left leg. Bring that left knee back. Bring the padding in under your left knee. Right foot is going to come forward. So we find ourselves in that lunge position again. And then setting yourself up on this side. So again, you set yourself inside of the loop. Bring yourself forward. Bring that foot into the loop with you. Tighten it down. Then you want the strap just under the toes. Once you've got yourself all situated, dropping the hips down and forward. And again, notice how the butt was going to want to go to the right and the right hip towards the right heel. That's our path of least resistance typically. So I want you to come at least center, maybe even slightly internally rotate that knee. So it feels as if your pubic bone is moving towards your right heel. Sinking forwards. Notice right away, is this side tighter than the other? Is this side more open than the other? And again, noticing if this is your tighter side, the desire to shorten the breath, to scrunch your shoulders up, to furrow your forehead, to tighten your jaw. See if you can let all of that relax and slow the breath down, deepening it. See if maybe you can deepen the stretch by dropping the hips further forward or by tightening your strap. And a time check.
15 minutes.
Take a couple more deep breaths here. And you'll back yourself up. Grab hold of that foot, loosen your strap to release. Sink the hips down forward again. Take a lazy lunge. You're going to back yourself up on top of that knee, extending the right leg forward. And you're up on the blocks, any height that works for you, or hands down on the floor if that's where you need to be. But pulling that right hip back, really lengthening through the toes. Just relax your head over top. Rebending the knee. Move your padding out from and under you. Get everything off the mat. Come down onto all fours. Actually, you're going to move pretty much everything out of the way. And we're going to take a little bit of a sacrum release into a twist. So you'll come onto your belly, bringing the right knee up and out to the side. And two options here, either one hand on top of the other, forehead on top of the hands, or cactus arms, left ear on the mat. And as you come into this pose, you're really actively trying to relax everything through that right hip. So inner thigh, glute, low back, low belly, trying to get all of those muscles to completely relax so that you can really get that rotation through those tiny, tiny little muscles and ligaments. You bring the upper body up, spreading your left arm under. Right arm's gonna come up and over and just pull you across. As you go, the right hip is gonna follow. And we take ourselves into a twist. Continue to focus on softening through the right side, through the belly, the low back, across through the glute, through the hamstring and the glute and the quad. And rolling back onto your stomach. Lengthening the right leg down. Take a moment. One hand on top of the other. Forehead on top of the hands. Give the hips a little wiggle side to side. And we pull the left knee up and out to the side. Again, either hands stay just as they are, one hand on top of the other, forehead on top of the hands, or cactus arms, right ear down onto the mat. Bringing the upper body up, slide the right arm and under the left, and then rolling onto your right side. Take the left arm up and over. Dragging that left hip with you, coming into a nice twist. Come out of it this time. You're gonna keep rolling onto your back. Scoot yourself back into the middle of the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. A little rock side to side. Grab hold of the outsides of your feet, opening up into happy baby. And again, keep rocking side to side if that's comfy. Releasing your feet back down onto the floor. Hip width apart, heels in nice and close to your hips. Press into your heels, healing the pelvis and the spine up off of the mat. You want to think about really pushing those hip bones up, and you can see the hip bones, chances are. You want to keep the pelvis nice and level. So we're going to do a little bit of strengthening, and we want to make sure the pelvis doesn't dip to one side. So think of keeping your left knee right where it is, your left hip right where it is. Push into the right hip or right heel and extend that left leg up. And bring it down. Keeping the right knee, right hip right where they are. Pushing into the left heel. And lengthening up. Bringing that right foot back down. We're going to take the left side again. Up. And down. Taking the right leg up. And down. One more time, left leg up. and down. Right leg up. And down. Rolling down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then lengthening the legs out. Give the hips a little wiggle. Close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just letting your whole body surrender. Beginning to deepen your breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes, the hands and feet, wrists and ankles, elbows, knees, hips, shoulders. Rolling over onto one side and then nice and gentle, keep rolling to bring yourself back to seated. Close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. I want you to try to make your breath a full body experience. So really focusing on the inhale. As you inhale, imagine every single cell of your body being filled up with prana, that life force energy, plumping up every single cell, making it all nourished and supported. And then as you exhale, feeling any and all tension, stress, anxiety, any negative energy, anything that's not yours, feeling that drain again from every single cell of the body. Repeating that with each breath. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Thanking yourself for getting on your mat today. And I thank you for being here with me. Namaste.